Hi everybody, it's Kara, and as you can see I have another planner to share with you guys. If you are a planner nerd like me, then even though it's not quite the end of June, that the year's not quite half over, I am already, and maybe you are already, looking for next year's planner or planners if you use more than one. I have been kind of checking out several. I'm narrowing down my choices. I think I have it kind of figured out, but I haven't made a final decision. One of the planners I looked at for next year is this one that I'm going to share with you. This is a Passion planner. It is the smaller version. I believe it's called the compact size. I think if I remember correctly, the pages themselves are about 8.5 by 5.5, and the cover is slightly larger, coming in, I think, a little bit more than that size, probably like 5 3/4 and 8 3/4. So it's a relatively compact journal. This one that I purchased is undated. I think I've mentioned in other videos that I wish more companies would do that as an option, because personally there are times in my life where a certain layout style would be perfect for several weeks or a couple months, and then something changes and I need to shift into a different kind of layout. So if these planners were undated, I could move between them based on the circumstances of my life. Unfortunately, not a lot of companies offer that option. Hopefully that will change down the road, but we'll just have to wait and see. This one, like I said, is undated. This particular company does have dated versions. I think it has the normal calendar year, January through December, and I believe they are coming out with, or have just come out with, an academic planner, which I think starts probably like August, something like that. This one, as I said, is undated, so you could use it whenever you wanted to. I will just kind of give you a brief review. I haven't actually used this planner, but I thought I would kind of show you what it looks like. The cover itself, I believe, is a faux leather. You can kind of see the shiny textured look to it as I move it around with the light that I have on. I will say in your hands it's a very soft, kind of supple feeling cover. It's very smooth. The planner itself is, you know, somewhat flexible, as you can see. It's relatively plain. There's nothing on the spine of the planner. There's nothing really on the back other than where the binding, the elastic part, is built in. And on the front you have just their simple logo of the Passion planner. Okay. One thing I do want to mention about this particular cover, and I don't know if it's mine in particular or if this is in general something that you need to be aware of, but the softness of this cover does seem to lead to some indentation, if you can see that. And then on the back there's a little bit too. Now this may have just been the way mine is packaged, or it could be that they all are like that. I'm obviously not sure. I don't particularly mind it. I think this particular black cover would look kind of cool if it was a little bit weathered and beaten up. But for those of you that like to put a lot of things, you know, paper and washi and stuff like that in this planner, that could be an issue, because obviously as the book expands, this will get tighter and tighter and leave a bigger indentation. So that's just something to be aware of. Okay, now this particular planner, like I said, is a very compact size. I think they have another one that's, I believe, 8.5 by 11, so it's much larger. This one would fit pretty easily into most of our bags, that kind of thing, if you wanted to carry it with you. I do want to point out a couple things about the binding. If you'll notice, obviously it's not spiral bound, so it would be, you know, a little difficult to do some of the standard page editions that I think people do with the Erin Condren and the Inkwell Press planners, things like that. But you could do like tip-ins with washi tape and other things. Obviously, you can see this has a nice bright green bookmark, or page mark, sorry, that I'll show you here in just a minute. And hopefully, if the camera focuses, you can see kind of how all of the pages are bound up there. I do want to show you, in addition to that, here's that bright green page marker. The book also has, hopefully you can see in here, some signatures that are hand sewn. Can you see that there? So I think that's kind of cool, and you can see all of those. And as I said, it is undated. So the way this particular planner starts off, you get your front page where you have that whole "if found, please return to" little thing right here. And then it goes into kind of a welcome and our story, how the planner is set up, and one last thing. I really like when planners, the company behind the planner kind of gives you their thoughts on the planner. Obviously, you don't have to use it in this way, but I like to know kind of what they were thinking. Might give me some ideas on how to use it a little bit better, that kind of thing. Then it talks about your passion roadmap and how to create that. And I'm not going to go into huge details here, but it has, you know, make a wish list, prioritize, create your first passion plan, add specifics, create a timeline, make a date, work at it, and repeat. Things like that. Then it talks about why passion planning works, why writing works, why prioritizing works, and then it ties it all together over here on this page. So there's quite a bit of explanation, which I like. Then you have some calendars, 2015, 16, 17, and 18. So you can do a little forward planning if you'd like. Then you have a monthly spread, which obviously again is undated, so you could put the month of, okay? Let's see that up a little closer. Over here it says this month's focus, and on the side it says personal and work, okay? Then it gives a monthly check-in, and it gives you just little things to kind of check off that you've done. For example, the first one says, go back to your passion roadmap and highlight any goals you reached or steps you completed, okay? Then it has the monthly calendar here. Down here, you have personal passion projects and goals, and you have top priority project, and then over here you have due dates and tasks, same thing down here, and on this side it's for work projects and goals, so you could tie this together with your work and your personal life. Then you have a blank spot right down here that says break it down, create a mind map of this month's game changer. Okay, so you have that, and then it has some monthly reflection pages. And it just has some various questions. I'm not going to read them all, but I'll give you a couple examples. So this first one is, from 1 to 10, how do you feel overall about this past month? Over here, what or who are you especially grateful for in this past month? So just kind of a nice little place for you to summarize kind of what happened this month and where you're at, okay? And then it goes on to the next month. So all of the monthly ones are up front. And then eventually, you get to the weekly layout, which looks like this, okay? This is obviously a vertical design like so, and it's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It does have the times here, so you can either use those or ignore them or cover them up. And then up here at the top of each line, it says today's focus, okay? Over here, you have this week's focus, good things that happened, and then there's quotes on all the pages. So for example, this one says, surround yourself with people who make you happy, people who make you laugh, who help you when you're in need, people who genuinely care. They are the ones worth keeping in your life. Everyone else is just passing through, okay? Down here we have personal to-do lists, work to-do lists, top priority, and errands. And then over here you have an empty space that says take notes, draw, journal, brainstorm. So lots of room for various planning. And that's basically what the rest of the book pretty much has, except for towards the end. And I apologize, I don't remember how many weeks are in here. I will try and look that up and put it in the description so you guys know. But here's all of the pages that you have for the weeks, okay? So it's a pretty good chunk of the book. After the weekly layouts, then you have some note pages. These are lined. Okay, and you have quite a few of them. And then it goes into a grid format, grid paper, which you guys know I like the grid paper, graph paper, depending on what you call it. Okay, so you have about that much lined paper, and then all of this is grid paper. And at the very end, you have this kind of little pocket. It is kind of got a fabric feel to it, but I don't know exactly what it's made out of. It's just kind of obviously a nice little thing. You could slip a few items in. And that's pretty much the planner itself. Now, I wanted to talk about one other thing with this one. Because you guys know I am a total notebook paper freak, I have to at least mention the feel of this paper. Now, this paper is very smooth and slick feeling, but it doesn't feel super thick. I mean, it's not super thin either, but I'm not sure that some inks, if you were a stamper, that kind of thing, if you'd be able to use them. Obviously, if I were for sure going to use this planner, I would use some of these pages in the back to do some testing, but since I'm not positive I'm going to use it, and I might include it in an upcoming giveaway, I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to mention that. I also wanted to show you something. This is just a piece of white, I think it's Neenah white cardstock paper I use for stamping images that I'm going to color. And I wanted to kind of hold it up because this is a very white piece of paper, and I wanted to show you that the paper in this particular planner is really not a very true white. It's got kind of a gray, to me it's almost a little, I want to say kind of like a really pale purplish color, but that could just be the lighting in my room. But I wanted to just give you a little bit of a comparison. If you're someone that whites out mistakes quite a bit, this would be an issue for you, because obviously the whiteout will be very white and will show up on the pages. So I wanted to kind of point that out and mention it to you guys. Now, overall, I think this is kind of a cool idea. I don't know that it's the planner for me. I haven't decided. To be honest, I'm leaning away from this planner, not because I think there's anything wrong with it, but because there's a couple other planners that for what I need, I think I'm gonna like a little bit more. And when I make a final decision a little bit later on in the year, I will definitely clue you guys in and let you know what I went with and why. But I did want to show this one to you. Like I said, it is undated. I will put a link to the Passion Planner website down below in case you want to check them out. I bought this planner all on my own. I'm not affiliated with the site or anything like that. This is just kind of my honest review of the planner, obviously without using it. I know there's a ton of people that love it. I would suggest you go on YouTube and look for other videos to see how people are using it. Maybe check out Instagram and Pinterest as well, because I know there's a lot of pictures there, and see if it's something that you'd want to use. Again, this one is undated. It does come in dated versions, so you can check those out when you check out the website. If you guys have any questions on this particular planner that I didn't answer or anything you need me to clarify, please let me know. Leave a question. I love to hear your comments as well. I've been doing quite a few planner related videos lately. For those of you that are wanting to see crafty videos, those will be coming up. I'm actually totally redoing my craft room right now, where since my youngest moved out, we're turning her bedroom into a guest bedroom, which means I'm going to get rid of some of the furniture in my room. So my room is kind of all up in the air. So that makes crafting a little difficult right now. So I apologize to those of you that were hoping I would be getting back into crafting, here soon. I do plan to do it, but it's probably going to be a few weeks. So just kind of keep that in mind. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Bye, everybody.